A Chesapeake couple whose frustration is at an all-time high contacted 10 on Your Side. The couple says they paid a Virginia Beach contractor federal money to raise their home from flooding.
But the work stopped shortly after it started, and months later, nothing has been done. 10 on Your Side's Jason Marks has been looking into why they are left high and dry.
This is our paradise.
When Joanne and Bobby Thomas moved to Chesapeake 32 years ago, they wanted a place right on the water.
We had very good times here, very good times.
They chose a home off the Elizabeth River on a street fittingly named Deepwater Drive.
I used to come home from work and enjoy being out here.
The enjoyable days ended in 1996. That's when the flooding started and has only progressively gotten worse.
Twice it happened to us that it came through the whole house. So, you know, $60,000 to repair the house was nothing.
The Thomases have suffered from 15 floods, 2 of them catastrophic. They were sick of swimming in damage.
We decided that it would be great to be able to get a grant.
Years later, the Thomases were awarded almost $200,000 from FEMA as part of its flood mitigation assistance program.
That was amazing. We were totally amazed.
The house would be lifted 8 feet higher and a new foundation built underneath.
Raising the house out of the flood zone so that we would never get flooded again.
Hey guys, Glenn Schweitzer Jr., president of Regal Renovations.
The Thomases say Schweitzer and his company Regal Renovations stepped up. Schweitzer's price tag was a bit more than the grant, so the Thomases agreed to throw in another 30 grand of their own money.
That was it. We couldn't do anything more than that.
Work began in December.
It was a relief knowing that we would not flood again.
The house was quickly lifted off its foundation. Subcontractors were making progress on the 6-month job, but just 3 months in, the subcontractors walked off the site.
All of a sudden, one day I seen them, they were throwing all this stuff in the back of the truck. So I went out there, I said, where you all going? You know, we only working a half a day, you know, with a kid with him. He says, I can't work for nothing.
Chesapeake released the money to the Thomases. They, in turn, gave $180,000 to Schweitzer, who they say was supposed to be paying subcontractors to do the work.
Total invoice for the job was $71,400.
Subcontractors like Ian Morse. He spent $40,000 out of his own pocket for materials, money he figured he'd get back.
We haven't seen 1 cent, and not any effort to make any kind of payments, even minimal.
I would like to know what he did with all the money. I mean, he didn't do no $180,000 worth of work there.
Very little has changed since March. The house is suspended in the air, and some of the walls are cracking. The foundation is yet to be built.
Oh, it's miserable.
Bobby's living out of a garage using power from a neighbor. Joanne is staying a mile away at her daughter's house.
We don't even live together anymore, and it is tough. I got to drive a mile away to take a shower.
FEMA says it's aware of the situation. Chesapeake officials sent this letter to Schweitzer requesting to audit his books. The assistant city attorney wrote that if work isn't started again soon, Schweitzer must pay back the money.
The bottom line is my heart is for the Thomases to have this project completed.
Schweitzer agreed to sit down with 10 on Your Side. He told us after the project began, unexpected expenses popped up and he needed more money to keep it going. The contractor says he's disappointed the project hasn't gone as planned.
I've lost a lot of sleep over this, if we're being honest. And it's not just because of how I feel, it's because of how I would feel if I were in their shoes.
We did ask him where the money went, and on the advice of his attorney, he couldn't answer that question. The Thomases' future is literally up in the air.
When we're sitting back here now, we sit away from the house so that we don't have to look at that part.
As they're just trying to recover that slice of paradise, which is quickly floating away.
You know, I don't know what to do.
Jason Marks, 10 on Your Side.
Well, the Thomases are exploring legal options against the renovation company, and of course, we'll keep you updated.